Hello and welcome to your tutorial on the portfolio project. Just going over the general directions. Again, like the multicultural awareness project, there are several steps. This is an important project. It's 25% of your grade. That's not to overwhelm you, but just to make you aware that of the importance of this assignment and that you should be doing several steps here every week so that you are not pressuring yourself on the final week 7 when the project itself is due. So if you look at the directions, these are available to you here in week number 1, so you can see the steps that are needed. Okay, so bottom line, what you're doing for this is it's looking into your MyCred portfolio and your profile, and you're basically supplying evidence that you've met all the Bryan and Stratton College institutional and program goals for your degree. Okay, your final project is going to be recording a video and articulating about those outcomes and how you met them with your work throughout this course. So again, that's just a general overview of what this project is meant to do. Okay, so you're going to have a little bit of legwork to go back into your e-portfolio, looking at your project work that you've done and the outcomes that were needed to be met. Okay, so there are directions to do that. So if you scroll down in your assignments, directions on how to go into your MyCred, directions on how to find all that information so you can access what you need to. If you're not aware of what the program outcomes are, there are directions to go into the Bryan and Stratton catalog here to find out what those program outcomes were. So there are pretty step-by-step directions to help you out. So for week 1, you really just want to get your grasp of this project, listening to this video, reaching out to me for questions, and then later in the course, excuse me, I will publish an example video of what the final project will look for a few weeks before that is due as well. So that'll be coming. One assignment that is due on week 3, just to make sure you are pacing yourself, is the articulation worksheet. At the moment, it looks like this. You'll fill it in with your program institutional outcome, the course name, where that outcome was met, and then what you did to meet that. Okay, so a description here. So be specific. Doesn't need to be a ton, but you want to give a description of how that project met that outcome. So in general, when we do the final project, when I'm looking at this, there will be a rubric that looks like this. That lists all the institutional outcomes, which will be the same for everyone per department. And then the program outcomes that are very specific to what your field is. Okay, so you'll get this information from, as I said, the Bryan and Stratton catalog and your old work. But when I look at your final project, I'm making sure that each of these outcomes, 1, was met with a project. Okay, and that's what your articulation worksheet is for. When you do your final project, I'll talk about this in that example video, but you also need to articulate how you're going to transfer those skills you learn with each of these outcomes, the knowledge you learn, how you'll transfer that into the real work world. Okay, but for general, week 3, you have 1 submission. That's the articulation worksheet. So again, like the multicultural project, pacing yourself is important here. So doing the steps leading up to the articulation worksheet. After that, just planning out your presentation, creating a script for yourself. The actual final submission in week 7 is going to be a video, 5 to 7 minute video. Okay, you basically use your articulation worksheet as a starter. Okay, reading off of a script that you could create. Make sure when you're doing that, again, dressing appropriately, setting the background, tips to help you when you're recording. Practice it. Go through it once, go through it twice. Squash a video if you don't like it. Again, this is a big part of the grade. The actual final submission, after you have finished everything, is just a Word document with a web link to your MyCred portfolio and the web link to your articulation video that was uploaded to YouTube. So that seems pretty simple. With a lot of work to get those two items in order. Again, if you have any questions after you've read through the directions, reach out to me early on so that you can be doing a step every so often here. We're working up to week number 7, of course, week number 3 with the articulation that is actually submitted. Thank you.